Here's the GSI Outdoors Glacier 3-cup stainless steel percolator, which is one of the 9 best camping percolators that I review on this channel, and we'll be testing brew time usage capacity and lots of other cool stuff in this video. In the box, you get the GSI Outdoors Glacier coffee pot, a spreader, a filter basket, a stem with a base, a perking knob, and some instructions. I paid $25 for it, but for the updated price as of now, you can use the affiliate links in the description below to check it out. Here are my personal measurements of the GSI Outdoors Glacier stainless steel percolator in a 3-cup capacity. Length from top of the handle to spout about 6.25 inches or 16 cm. Length from bottom of the handle to spout about 7.5 inches or 19 cm. Length of handle about 2.5 inches or 6 cm. Diameter of lid about 4 inches or 10 cm. Diameter of base also about 4 inches or 10 cm. Height from base to perking knob about 6 inches or 15 cm. Weight 418 grams or 14.8 ounces. For a size comparison, here's what the GSI Outdoors percolator looks like beside a 32 ounce and a 16 ounce Nalgene bottle from the side and from the top, and it's made in China. The official instructions say to fill the percolator with water and not to overfill it, so you can use the cup level markings as a gauge. After, GSI Outdoors recommends heating at the highest setting and perking for no more than 3 minutes. I tried this, but my coffee tasted a bit burnt and I did not like it. So if you're interested, here's how I make my own percolator coffee. For me, I use 6 ounces of water for 1 cup of coffee. I grind my medium roast coffee into a coarse grind. I use 10 or 11 grams of grounds for 1 cup of coffee, and I pour it into the filter basket. Next, I place the stem, filter basket, and spreader into the coffee pot, close the lid, and place the GSI Outdoors Glacier percolator on the stove. My personal preference is to bring the water to a boil on medium heat, and when it starts boiling, you can see the water perking in this transparent knob. After, I usually lower the heat slightly to a medium-low heat and wait about 7 minutes before turning off the heat entirely. Then I let the percolator sit for a few extra minutes to allow the water in the filter basket to drain out, and the grounds in the coffee to settle at the bottom before pouring it out to drink. When pouring, I use my thumb to apply pressure on this cover hinge to keep the lid closed. This is just how I do it and how I use all my percolators, but feel free to do whatever suits you best. For brew time, I looked at the time to first perk, which is the amount of time it takes for the water to start boiling. At a 1 cup capacity or 6 ounces, it took the GSI Outdoors percolator 3 minutes for the water to boil. And at a 2.5 cup capacity or 15 ounces, it took 5.5 minutes. These are estimates and can change depending on different factors like the temperature of your water, the surrounding temperature, the amount of heat you use, and stuff like that. I used tap water at room temperature and brought it to a boil on medium heat. After the water started boiling, I let the coffee percolate for about 7 minutes on medium-low heat. The GSI Outdoors Glacier stainless steel percolator is marketed as a 3-cup coffee percolator, and the maximum amount of water it could hold without touching the spout holes is about 15 ounces. GSI Outdoors measures each cup of coffee in a 5-ounce cup, so I suppose it's pretty accurate. Based on my usual 6-ounce cup though, it's 2.5 cups. As for the minimum capacity, when I tried brewing just 1 cup of coffee or 6 ounces, here's what my brew looked like. Really diluted. This is because there wasn't enough water to go up the stem and spread over the grounds. My 11 grams of coffee grounds were not fully used. So, minimum capacity for my GSI Outdoors percolator is 2 cups. It works perfectly and brews a real tasty coffee. As for the filter basket, when I filled it to the brim, maximum capacity is about 48 grams or 1.7 ounces of coarse ground coffee. This is more than enough for the maximum of 2.5 cups of coffee. Basically, the GSI Outdoors percolator is good for brewing a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 2.5 cups of coffee if each cup is 6 ounces. If you need a bigger percolator, the GSI Outdoors Glacier percolator also comes in a 6 cup, 9 cup, and 12 cup capacity. This 3 cup capacity is the smallest. The GSI Outdoors Glacier Percolator has a 2-cup and 3-cup marking on the outside of the coffee pot, and you can see it pretty clearly from the inside as well. There isn't a 1-cup marking because if you brew any less than 2 cups, your brew will be really diluted. The 2-cup marking measures about 11 ounces, and the 3-cup marking measures slightly more than 15 ounces and shows the water level touching the spout holes. The handle is made of silicone, which is pretty heat resistant and usually cool to the touch when using low to medium heat. When I tried using high heat to perk my coffee, the silicone handle got fairly hot, probably because this is a small pot and the handle is closer to the fire. The handle on this 3-cup capacity pot is also not very big, coming in at about 2.5 inches, so you might want to be careful of these 2 steel plates here. There's a cover hinge near the handle that attaches the lid to the pot, which does get hot after percolation, but I found that it cools pretty quickly. After I turn off the heat and wait a few extra minutes for the coffee grounds to settle at the bottom, the hinge gets cool enough to touch. I use my thumb to apply pressure upward on this hinge and keep the lid closed during pouring. The GSI Outdoors Glacier Percolator comes with a transparent perk view knob, so you can tell when the water starts boiling and also the color of your coffee. Sometimes the grooves of the knob don't align well with the lid, and it takes a couple of tries to screw it in correctly. I don't like this, but it's fine as long as you get the right angle, so not a super big issue for me. It's pretty sturdy on the stove, and lastly, because I used a coarse grind, only a minimal amount of grounds got into my last cup of coffee. If you find grinds in your coffee, you can either wet the filter basket or use coffee filter paper to line the basket. To clean up, just toss the grounds and run water through all the components of the GSI Outdoors Glacier stainless steel percolator. They can be taken apart easily for a good washing. I found that percolating water is more effective at getting rid of the coffee bean oils. The product information says that it's dishwasher safe. The GSI Outdoors Glacier coffee pot and lid are made of stainless steel, which is heavy gauge, type 18-8 and marine grade. The welds are also marine grade. The outside isn't exactly a mirror finish, but it's pretty close to that. The finish on the inside is pretty decent too, with minimal staining. The stem, filter basket, and spreader seem to be made of the same stainless steel and they're pretty sturdy. The spreader fits perfectly on the top of the coffee pot, so the entire percolator sits firmly inside the pot. It doesn't move about much when I shake it gently. The perk view knob is made of BPA-free resin with a rim that measures about 2 mm. I think the size of the perk view knob is the same across all GSI Outdoors percolator capacities. The handle is made of fairly heat-resistant silicone and is fixed firmly to the pot with marine-grade welds. It's not very big and it does get hot when using high heat or larger fires though. After a few weeks of light usage, I did not notice any rust or corrosion. All the componentry is still intact and the resin perk view knob is still in good shape with no signs of melting or anything like that. I saw quite a few negative reviews about the perk view knob becoming loose over time, but I think many of them are quite a few years old and not that recent. My perk view knob can still be screwed tight after a few weeks of use. I don't screw it in super tightly when perking coffee though. I leave it slightly loose to give it a bit of wiggle room for expansion when it gets hot. In any case, GSI Outdoors does sell replacement knobs in both the glass and resin. GSI Outdoors offers a lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. For pros, the GSI Outdoors Glacier coffee pot has a high-quality stainless steel build. It definitely feels heavy gauge, and the percolator inside is made of stainless steel as well. It's also very user-friendly and feature-rich with the cup-level markings, silicone handle, cover hinge, perk view knob, and being dishwasher safe. You also have lots of capacity options with the GSI percolator because it comes in a 3-cup, 6-cup, 9-cup, and 12-cup capacity. As for cons, the capacity is kind of limited and you can brew a minimum of 2 cups to a maximum of 2.5 cups of coffee if 1 cup is 6 ounces. I was honestly surprised that the 1 cup capacity did not work and the coffee tasted diluted. Also, the handle is small on this 3-cup capacity and gets hot when using higher heat or bigger flames. If you found this helpful so far, please help me hit that like button so this video can be seen by more people. Thank you, and I really appreciate it. Would I recommend the GSI Outdoors Glacier 3-cup stainless steel percolator? Overall, I really like this GSI Outdoors percolator. The build is high quality, food grade, marine grade, and it feels heavy gauge for sure. It's very feature rich and user friendly, and it's the only percolator I know that has a 3-cup capacity. Even though you can't brew less than 2 cups of coffee with this, and the handle was a bit small, I still think that this is perfect if you're solo camping, you don't drink that much coffee, or you don't have that much space. It's a space saver for sure compared to other camping percolators that I have. So yeah, I would recommend this GSI Outdoors percolator in any capacity option, whether in a 3 cup, 6 cup, 9 cup, or 12 cup, and I think the 3 cup is especially great for that niche group of people who might need this. How does the GSI Outdoors Glacier percolator stack up against other popular camping percolators though? To find out, check out this video where I bought, tested, and compared 9 of the best camping percolators. If you prefer to read, my website at campingguidance.com has all this info as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.